Recording. Okay. Hello, everyone, to the third session with AI 900. Thank you for going through the questions. Now we will try to solve it together, me and you. We will start with the first one, which is you need to develop a mobile app for employees to scan and store their expenses while traveling. This is an important scenario that you can use in your in your work. Which type of computer vision should you use? So here we need to select which type of computer vision we need to select in order to scan and store expenses while traveling. So let's go through them. First of all, you need to familiarize yourself with them. What are they, and so on. But before I proceed, let me go through this slide over here just to show you what is expected in this part. So under Azure AI 900, you will have several objectives. As we mentioned, ethics is big in this exam. So make sure that you really go through the principles, know when to use what, and so on. We covered also machine learning, which is also a very important objective in this exam. And now we will go through the different APIs by Microsoft. And when we say API, it means a ready, if you want, out of the box way to utilize artificial intelligence. So you don't really need to go through the hassle of getting the data, training the data, checking which, for example, algorithm you will take, and so on, like we used to do with machine learning. Microsoft engineers did all this hassle for you, and they put it in a box, which they call it an API. Now we can utilize the API out of the box. It will require only a little bit of training if you want. So instead of me getting, for example, I want to do something regarding computer vision, let's say, instead of me getting thousands of faces, for example, to check something related to, for example, the feelings and so on, I will go to computer vision, I will go to the face service, and from there I will call the API and it will do the job on my behalf. So this is the idea of API. The thing in this exam is that they are testing whether you know when to use which API and what are the capabilities of each API. So for this, you need to do a summary. Now they are adding a lot. This is an old version, if you want, of what Microsoft has as API. You will find a lot of APIs. Each day they are adding new. Try to go to MS Learn. You will find a lot of resources over there. You need to understand, as I mentioned, when to use which API. So today, most of the questions, as you saw, is like questioning when to use which API. Okay, so the main points are, or the main APIs are anomaly detection, computer vision, which we will speak about a lot today. Underneath computer vision, we have custom vision. The difference between computer vision and custom vision is that in computer vision, you have specific also APIs that are trained out of the box, pre-built. We say it's pre-built. But for the custom vision, they build for you if you want the algorithm of the machine learning, and you can use it for training on your own content, whether your own images, whether your own, you are taking in new images and so on. So in the custom vision, it's utilizing the training and prediction on your own content if you want. Versus here, it's pre-built, it is universal, so you can use it out of the box. Now, for sure, when we are doing customization, the score or the accuracy rate will be higher, but not all the time we can use custom vision. Okay. Face service is also an API that has several aspects underneath. We will cover it today as well. Form recognizer uses OCR in order to detect the text within an image. So this is also an important aspect under computer vision. Now, if we go to the next one, we have natural language processing. And in the natural language processing, we have several aspects as well, or APIs. We have our cognitive services, we call them, yani, you name it. Text analytics, which has language detection, sentiment analysis, key phrase extraction, entity recognition. We will cover all of these today in the session. We will explain the difference between them. We have also speech, which has speech to text, text to speech, real-time transcription, and speech synthesis voices, and batch transcription. All of these are under speech. And we have translator. Translator sometimes goes under speech as well. And we have the language understanding, which covers authoring and predicting of text. We will also cover it. And on the side, we have the conversational AI, which is like the chatbot, and that is now utilized with OpenAI, with the Foundry Hub. A lot of these components are migrating to the Foundry Hub because, now with the advancement of generative AI, if you want, the accuracy rate is increasing tremendously with the generative AI technology. So these are the main components that you will be asked about when we speak about Microsoft APIs. Okay, so it's worth mentioning, and as I show you here, try to make your own like a summary just to understand what is in there and what are the capabilities that you can benefit from out of the box and what you can do as customization. Now, here to go back to our question, we need to develop an app that will scan and will store expenses. So we are looking at something, yes, under computer vision, but this time we are looking at expenses. Usually the expenses are in the form of a text. So since it is in the form of a text, what I need to do is not image classification, is not semantic segmentation. We will speak about them now in a while. It's not object detection. It is OCR, or optical character recognition. So this should be it should be an easy question. If you know just what you are trying to do, we are trying to extract texts, then we will use optical character recognition. Now, let me check in parallel your answers. Just take for me out of curiosity to see whether you, okay, perfect. No, image classification is something else. We will speak about it. So the tricky part, if you want, in this question is the word expenses. And when we know the word expenses, it means text. So it means I need really to grab the text from an image and store the text only. Okay, so this is why we can eliminate the choices and go with the optical character recognition. Okay, let us proceed for the second question. And over here, we have a whole question about custom vision. So here it's saying the custom vision service can be used to detect object in an image. The custom vision service requires that you provide your own data to train the model, and the custom vision service can be used to analyze video files. Now, as I mentioned, some of the question you need to do some like hands-on. If you don't have the Azure, it's fine. What I did is that I recorded, and for your sake as well, some of these like APIs can be utilized for free. Now you will see. So this is why when I created this, for example, this service, I selected the free tier, and you don't need Azure credits in order to do it. Okay, so you can, since you have access to Azure, you can do some of these without any dollar. Okay. So now under computer vision, I created a resource over here just for me to show you what are the different capabilities. You can see over here This is for the computer vision. So it has the optical character recognition. This is the one that we said we need to extract a text. We have also something related to video. We have the faces as well. And we have also under image analyze, we have search for photos. We have add captioning, detecting object, and a lot more. It's really important, even if you finished your credits, to go through what we have, especially under something we call Vision Studio, just what to see what we have as different capabilities for each, if you want, cognitive service. Okay, so now for the custom vision, also I will take you through step by step now how to create a resource under custom vision and that you can use it totally free. So from the Azure Hub or the Azure like portal, you can search for custom vision. And once you are in the custom vision, you can click on create custom vision. As we can see, what we can do over here, let me stop for a while. You can do prediction or you can do training. So both of these options are available for you on your own data. So the difference between the computer vision and the custom vision is that in custom vision, you are doing it on your own data. Okay. Uh, okay. So again, you select custom vision. You will create the custom vision, as you can see over here. You will select what you need. I put both. You will select the resource group. For sure, they created for you a resource, or you created when you did the training, the resource group, or if you didn't, you can create your new one. So for the naming, you can simply select any naming. The most important point here is that not to reuse the same naming. And as you can see, most of them are free. So you can select the free tier in order just to test it and check what is there. Okay. Now, after we finish creating the resource, you will click on go to a resource group, and from here we can check what are the different things that were created with that resource. So you have the model, you have the storage, you have applications, you have the key vault, which you will use it if you want to use this model out of Azure, like if you are creating your own website and so on. Now let's go through the lesson one, which is the model that we want to have. So here, as we mentioned, also you can see the keys. The keys are very important if you want to utilize this model outside of Azure and you want to deploy it on your own application or your own website. So the keys are really important. And then you will go, also there are a lot of resources from Python, C Sharp, and so on. And this is the studio for the custom vision. So you can select what you want to do, whether you want to do classification or object detection. Okay, now what is happening in the back end? It's selecting the Python coding. So you don't really need to know coding at this stage. You just need to uh, just specify what you want to achieve. So I need to do classification. I don't really need to know coding. I just select classification, whether it is a multi-label or a multi-class. And as you can see over here, let me stop for a while this video. As you can see over here, there are some predefined domains. So these images, for example, are they general? Are they related to food? Are they related to landmarks, retail, and so on? So this will help also by like grabbing the right, if you want, models, which is pre-trained models, in order to help you to achieve a better accuracy rate. So from here, after you really select what you need, you create the project and you can start adding the images, you can start adding the tags. After you finish, now here you will tell me how many images we can add. It's maximum 15 images just to train it on your own data. versus, for example, getting thousands of images if you are building your own model from scratch. So after you select, you can tag, and after you tag, you all need to do some training, and then you can check the performance scores, and from there you can test this model for prediction. And if everything works well, you can take the key vault or the key numbers, put it in your website, and then you can utilize it this out of the box. Okay. Now for the free tiers, you saw me, I'm selecting the free tier, and there are some calls. So maybe it's 30 calls per month. So this is for if you want something like a demo that you are preparing, you can do the free tier. But if you want to do something that you will like sell it to customers that they want to use it heavily, then for sure you will select another model, and they will tell you what is the rate per each model. Okay. Is it clear up till this point? If you have any question, please let me know. Ammar, I cannot see the chat, so if they have any question, please stop me at any time
No
and
worries. No
let
questions
me
so
know.
far.
Perfect. Okay, so now let's go back to the custom vision questions to try to answer the questions after we go through the whole, if you want experience. As we mentioned, this exam will not require any kind of exercise, which is hands-on exercise, but sometimes they will ask you questions that requires you at least to know what is there and what is available. Okay, the custom vision service can be used to detect object in an image. And yes, we saw it. We were able to select between two classification or object detection, if you remember. So the answer should be yes. The second question here, the custom vision service requires that you provide your own data to train. Yes, this is what we said. The difference between computer vision and custom vision is that it relies on your own data. So the answer here is yes. And then the custom vision service can be used to analyze video files. Now, if I didn't go into the environment and I saw that there is no option for video, for sure I will say yes. Like I will take it logically and I will say, since it can do everything, then why it cannot analyze the video? So, but make sure that you really sometimes go and check what are the limitations. Maybe in the future they will let you do this, but as of now, it's only on images and not on videos. Okay? What's going on? Sometimes this one refreshes. Okay. Let me also open it one more time just to see what you answered. Okay, present. Good that you are continuing with the submittal. Go ahead. If you started, go ahead and continue. Okay, yes, you see, for those of you who are relying on only the logic, you will answer yes for the last one. But since we went into the environment and we saw that it is not really up till this point, as I mentioned, covering the video, so the answer is yes, yes, and no. Okay? So this is how also when you are trying to solve the Canvas quiz, if you feel that one question is not really resonating with you, and you went to search and you weren't able really to get the answer, if you still have the access to Azure, go and try with the free tier just for you to familiarize yourself with what is available, because there are some limitations. Okay. The next question. You can use which one of these to serve to train an object detection model by using your own images. Again, the tricky point here is what? We are training on our own images, then for sure it is custom vision. If it wasn't on your own, then it could be computer vision, because both of them can do the same. So in computer vision also you can detect object, you can do classification, but you are not using your own images. Okay. You are not using your own images and training This is the another important point. So in the training, you are not using your own images, but here in the computer vision, you can apply it on your own images. Okay, but the accuracy will not be that high. Specifically, for example, if we want to do something related to attendance, we had Imagine Cup junior competition, and some student suggested that they want to use computer vision to do attendance. Okay, attendance application. So mainly the attendance application will not be done with the computer vision because the faces is different. So here sometimes we would like to go with custom vision just to make sure that the accuracy rate is higher and the data is trained on our own images with our own expressions and so on. Okay, so this is important because in the future you will be engineers and companies and you need to decide which one to go with. So custom vision is for sure the best option because you are training on your own images, but sometimes it is costly, so it might cost you more dollar than utilizing the out of the box API from the computer vision. Okay, so in this exam, as you can see, you are not only doing exam just to test your information. They are putting a lot of scenarios in front of you, and they are trying to see which decision you will be taking. Okay. Second, you are processing photos of runners in a race. You need to read the numbers on the runner's shirt. Again, we are reading numbers or a text to identify the runners in the photo. Which type of computer vision should you use? Since we are mentioning numbers, text, and so on, then for sure I will go with optical character recognition because this is the only API that can detect numbers and text in an image. Okay, so let me check what were your answers. Okay, custom vision should be the answer versus the computer, and we explained why custom vision. And for this one, amazing optical character recognition. Perfect. Okay, let's proceed. Now here we have several APIs. We have facial detection, facial recognition, image classification, object detection, optical character recognition, and semantic segmentation. And here is the definition. Before we go into this, let's see this image with me. It's a small summary about what we have in the computer vision. And also I will show you the face API. So we have under computer vision, we have image classification. In the image classification, we can classify the photos. For example, this is taxi, this is house, this is blah, blah, okay? So it is classifying what is in there in this image. It can also do object detection. So within the same image, okay, I can see that this is the bus and this is the border, this is the car, this is like cyclist because I trained it, for example, on this thing. Now, what is a semantic segmentation? Semantic segmentation, it will put for you the boundaries of each object and it will make it colorful. Okay, so this is very nice, also important. For example, in Tesla car, they will require something like this to know how far they are from other objects within the street. So they might use something related to semantic segmentation. We have image analyzing. So here it's analyzing the image and adding a caption to that image. We have face detection, and we'll speak about the face detection or the face API and what does it have underneath. So as you can see in this image, it was able to detect the faces. And the optical character recognition, as we mentioned, it will only grab the text or the numbers out of any image. This is very important for you just to know what is the difference between each one and what each one can do. Okay? So this is really important. Now for the face API, what are the different things that we can have in the face API? We can have face detection. So once I'm saying face detection, it means I'm able to locate the faces and get landmarks out of the faces. The attributes, it means I'm getting the emotions, the age, the gender, the hair, the smile, and so on. Verification, also this is very important. I can check two faces whether they are similar or no, or the same. No, sorry, not similar if they are the same. Verification, this is used in the laptop now. So you have the camera that is checking whether you are the one who is like verified to access specific thing. So this is under the face API, which is face verification. We have face similarity. Here is where, for example, they are using it in Instagram to check, for example, who is your similar, for example, actress or singer or so on. Face grouping, this is just clustering the faces into similar groups. We have face identification, which is trained on identify a face from a trained person group. So this one is also nice for attendance. Person group management, this is to add or train people for recognition. Face list management and video integration. So in the face API, we have the video integration. Someone is trying to open the mic. Do you have any question? Or it's just by mistake? Okay, let me see. No questions. Okay, perfect. Let's go back here. So, uh, please, Ammar, make sure that they are muted if they don't have any question. Okay, thank you. Okay, so now let's go through the definition. I need to separate images of polar bears and brown bears. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to do image classification because I'm classifying whether this is polar bear or brown bear, similar to the image of a taxi and so on. Determine the location of a bird in a photo. So if I want to determine the location where they are, then it is object detection. I'm detecting where they are. So here, go back to this image. Object detection. I'm locating. Here is the car. Here is the bus. Image classifying or classification. I'm classifying what is this image. It's a taxi, similar to polar bear or brown bears. Okay. Determine which pixel in an image are part of a bear. We said that when we are speaking about the pixels, we are speaking about the full like place or all the details related to a specific thing in the image, then we are going to semantic segmentation. Okay? So this is important. Sometimes it is tricky, but when you know the definition, it will be a straightforward question for you. Let's see what were your answers. Okay, image classification, object, amazing. Most of you get it correct. Okay, let's continue. Now, you use drones to identify whether weeds grow between rows of crops to send an instruction for the removal of the weeds. This is an example of which type of computer vision. So here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to check where weeds grow. So I need to know the location, okay? Where weeds grow, the location. If we go here, location, where they are, then it is object detection. Okay. The others are very far, so you don't really need to do all this analysis because خلاص, we know OCR is for extracting text. Scene segmentation is not part of whatever we are trying to do, so the answer will be straightforward over here. But in the future, if they make it like, if they added for you image classifications, semantic segmentation, and so on, just you need to know that for the object detection, it is giving you the location. So this is how you can really differentiate between the options. But for this one, it's straightforward. It shouldn't be a problem. So I guess most of you, no, scene segmentation is not part of whatever we are discussing. We don't have something, an API for scene segmentation. It's a technique, but not an API. Okay, then let's go here. This is for the face. And also we need to achieve something. We need to define the task, which task we will use from the face API. So here, do to image of a face belonging to the same person. So since we are checking whether they are belonging to the same person, okay, we are not checking similarities. We are verifying over here, as in the case of the computer. When the computer opens automatically by the camera, it is checking whether my face in real time is the same face that I stored it in the server. So here it's going with the verification. Okay. Now, the second one, does this person look like other people? So here the word is like, okay? Since the word is like, then we will go with similarity. Here the word is same. Since the word is the same, then we are verifying, okay? Do all faces belong together? So here, together is the word. And since we are speaking about togethers, then we are doing some kind of grouping. And who is this person and this group of people? Then we are doing identification. We are identifying this specific person in the group. Let's see what were your answers. Verification, similarity, grouping, identification. Amazing. So most of you selected this option, which is the right option. Good. Okay, let's proceed. Now, here we have, again, with the computer vision, we need to identify celebrities in an image. Since we are speaking about celebrities, then we have to do with the facial recognition. So it is facial recognition. Then we need to extract movie title. Since we are extracting text, then it is OCR for sure, optical character recognition. Locate vehicle, since we are locating something within the image, then it is object detection. Okay. So now after attending this session, you can know the differences. And I really advise you to go and write a cheat sheet and to do like I'm doing right here, like make put an image for you just to know what is the differences. Do some kind of definitions and descriptions. Make it in a map way just for you to understand. So the key success in this exam is just to summarize the information in a proper way for you to really go through it and understand it properly. Okay, it's an easy exam. It's the easiest exam, like among all the fundamentals for Microsoft. Okay, now you need to determine the location. Again, since it is the word location, now you know how you can answer questions. Location, then it is object detection. Okay, let's see if you can make it, if you did it correct. Amazing, 90% of you make it or guessed it correctly. Okay, let's proceed. What are two tasks that can be performed by using computer vision? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. Okay, so let's go through them. Predict stock prices. No, predicting is machine learning. It has nothing to do with computer vision. Detect brands in an image. Yes, we can through computer vision. Detect the color scheme in an image. Yes. Translate, no, translation is not part of computer vision. Extract key phrases, it's not part of computer vision. So this one is also another easy question, I can say. It's a straightforward question that you should answer it properly. Okay. For those of you who said predict, prediction has nothing to do with computer vision. Okay. It's machine learning. And because also predicting stock prices. So it's prices. Okay. It's not images or so on. Translate and extract the key phrases. No, it's another API, another cognitive service. So again, make sure to have this just to see what are the capabilities underneath. Now, this is a summarized way you will, and here I added more, for example, under the facial API. So you have to know all these APIs just for you to be able to answer such questions. Okay, let's proceed. While presenting at a conference, your session is transcribed into subtitles for the audience. This is an example of what? So, since we are transcribing, so we are changing the text into, or the speech into text, okay? So, it is not translation, it is not sentiment analysis where we are checking the emotions. It's not speech, it is speech recognition because I'm changing from text to speech. So again, if we go back to this one, it is under speech, okay? So it is under speech, which is speech to text or text to speech and so on, okay? Okay, let's continue. You need to build an app that will read, receive instructions aloud to support users who have reduced vision. Okay. Which version service should you use? And here we have text analytics, no. Translator, no. Language understanding, no. It's a speech because we need to read aloud the text. So it is text to speech. If you go back here, it is text to speech and it is under the speech service or cognitive services. It's very nice if you make it in this way. And how you make it in this way, if you remember, when we go under computer vision or Vision Studio, we saw several, so for example, here it's called Vision Studio. And you can see, for example, here we have video retriever and summary. This is an API. Search photo and image. This is another API. So you can summarize them all under, for example, computer vision. So this is why I'm saying this list is going on and on every day because they are adding in new APIs. Okay, let's see what was your answer for this question. Okay, perfect. Speech recognition. Yes. Okay, let's proceed. Here we have, you can use the speech service to transcribe a code. So I'm transcribing, it means I'm changing from speech to text. So the answer should be yes, it is under the speech cognitive service. You can use the text analytics service to extract key entities from a call transcribe. Yes, text analytics is used to extract key entities. You can use the speech service to translate the audio of a call to a different language. Yes, you can use the speech service to translate the audio. Okay. Now, here, your website has a chatbot to assist customer. You need to detect when a customer is upset based on what the customer types in the chatbot. So, which one of these will help you? Well, anomaly detector, no. Anomaly detector is checking like if something is odd out of the whole data set. It is not detecting when a customer is upset, no. Computer vision, never. Regression, never. We will use natural language processing because under natural language processing, we will have a lot of APIs also. We will explain about it more in depth. about uh, the language processing. Okay, here I wanted to show you something nice. This is the speech API. Again, I went to the speech studio. Again, you can create it for free, even if you don't have Azure credits. If you only have access to the Azure, you can have something like a resource for free tier. And from here, you can check what are the capabilities. So captioning with speech to text, post-call transcription and analytics, live chat avatar, video translation. So all of these are part of the speech studio. Okay. So this is why we said yes for the other one. Okay. Real-time speech to text. We are also benefiting from OpenAI as well, as we mentioned, speech translation, pronunciation assessment, custom voice, voice gallery, audio content creation, text to speech avatar. This is very new as well. And sometimes it's not available in our region, to be honest. I wanted to try it, but it's not available in our region. So yes, try to go and try it yourself just to have it in your brain. So whenever you have a question, you can recall it. And as I mentioned, everything is now moving to Azure AI Foundry. They are trying to replace it with the AI Foundry because with the generative AI, the accuracy rate is much, much higher. Okay, let's proceed. But first, let me see what you answered this question. Speech. Okay, correct. And here, yes, yes, no. Okay. Amazing. Natural language processing. Okay, perfect. Let's proceed. Now here, you plan to develop a bot that will enable users to query in knowledge-based by using natural language processing. Which two services should you include in the solution? Each correct one is a complete solution. So here we have Q&A maker. Yes, for sure. This is part of the chatbot. The old way of doing the chatbot, now they advanced a lot. And also we have Azure Bot Service. So these two are under something we used to call conversational AI. Here under conversational AI, the two components that should work together are the Q&A maker and the Azure Bot Service. Okay. So this image really is very helpful to answer most of the questions that are related to the APIs. Okay. Let me see what you answered over here. Amazing. Great job. Okay. Let's continue. Now we have here, you can use the translator service to translate text between languages. For sure, yes. You can use the translator service to detect the language of a given text, correct? So here, if I want to translate between languages, then I will use the translator API. If I want to detect the language, whether this text is written in English, Arabic, I will use the translator service. Now here is the tricky part. You can use the translator service to transcribe audible speech into text. Why I answered no, and let me see what you answered, because this is a tricky question. Perfect. Most of you make it correct. Good guessing. Now let's explain it. Let's explain it. So here I prepared for you something just for you to understand why this should be a no and not a yes. So we have the translator API, and the translator, it's detecting languages and it's translating languages, but the thing, it should be a text. Okay. For the translator, it takes a text. So here, for example, this is the input, bonjour tout le monde, the output and the translation, hello everyone. Okay. It's not listening to an audio, nothing. Now, what we need to achieve, what we have in Teams, where in Teams you have automatic translation and transcribing to different languages. We need a combination with another API, which is speech to text. Now, with this combination, we are changing the audio into a text, So here the input is someone saying hello everyone. The output is hello everyone in the form of a text. Now the translator will be able to translate it to any other languages. Okay, so you need really to in this exam just to understand the capabilities of each and the boundaries if you want, since these are APIs, so they have limitation and boundaries, not limitation, boundaries. So you need to know the boundaries of each one. So if it is an audible, it's not only the translator. At the first level it is the speech to text, and then it will be the translator. Okay. Any comment so far? Like I spoke a lot, nearly 1 hour. Any comment from you? You are getting the points. You would like to argue with me? Feel free, by the way, to argue with me if you have a specific, different reasoning, I can say. Okay, perfect. Let's proceed. Okay, here. Here, we are trying to achieve something related to detecting the news. We need to detect whether a specific news has a positive or a negative coverage. Okay, so if it is positive, then we will add it to the press book. If it is negative, then we will send an alert. Now, before we reach to the conclusion, what we need to do in between. So here I have the news articles, okay? And by the way, this is the really important. When I took the diploma in data and AI and we were requested to write the coding, we went straight to the coding part. We didn't really went and analyze what we need to do. And that was tough for me because I really need to select the right coding and so on without really sitting down and reflecting on what are the different steps. So these questions and this AI 900 is a really great fundamental course that will not only prepare you for certification in Microsoft, but will prepare you for the artificial intelligence world, for the artificial, if you want to progress more, maybe masters, maybe do a dedicated diploma like I did. So this exam is really a fundamental if you want to pursue a career in artificial intelligence. So pay attention for it. It's not hard. You just need to analyze things which will be helpful for you in the future. So yes, let's go back to here. So I have the articles. What I need to do? The first step in any AI solution is to try to understand what is in there. And here we need to use something like entity recognition. And in entity recognition, I'm recognizing what are the different things that we have into a specific article. We will speak about it a lot. Now, when I hear the word like feelings, positive, negative, and so on, then for sure I will go to the sentiment analysis API. It's straightforward. They don't really need you to know the coding. We used to spend a lot of time in coding. Now they only need you to do the reasoning. So, step number one, get the entity out of this article. What are the different locations? What are the different names? What are the different person? Get the entities, all the entities, and then do sentiment analysis to check whether it is a positive or a negative coverage. Okay? Let's see what you answered over here. And by the way, what we have, translation has nothing to do. So also another easy question if you want. Speech synthesis it has to do with the speech itself, like not articles, not on a text. Amazing. You got it correct. Okay, let's proceed. Now, here you are building a knowledge base by using Q&A Maker. Which file format can you use? The famous PDF is the one that we use in the Q&A Maker, question and answer. Q&A Maker is the question and answer that we put so the chatbot can go through it. Even now with the OpenAI, they are using it in the format of a PDF. It's a very easy way of training the model. This one should be straightforward, I guess. Correct? Perfect. 9% of you answered PDF. Amazing. Now, in which scenario should you use key phrase extraction? Let's stop for a while and go to check and understand key phrase. Oh, good. Okay. Thank you, Jamil. Okay. Let's go to the key phrase. What is the difference between key phrase and entity recognition? You have to really know the difference between these two under natural language recognition. So if we are speaking about key phrase extraction, the purpose here is to identify important words or phrases and also do some kind of summarizing. Okay, so here are the tricky words: identify important words or phrases and summarize. Now, entity recognition, we need to detect and classify named entity. For example, as I mentioned, extract the people, the places, organization, dates, and so on. So detect and classify named entities. This is under entity recognition. Now here, what will be the output of each one of these? So here the output when we are using key phrase extraction, it will be a list of significant phrases in the paragraph. Okay, whereas here we will have persons, names, locations, organization, dates, Monday, Tuesday, product names, and so on. Okay, so here it's more like identifying the entity. Okay, so when we use which, we use the key phrase when we do summarization or content categorization or indexing. Okay, so here are the cases when we are using key phrase extraction. Now, for entity recognition, we use it to structure the data. If you want to have knowledge graph creation and if you want to have something related to information retrieval. Okay. This is why we use it with the detecting of the sentiment analysis with the articles. We used entity recognition because we need to structure the data, we need to form like knowledge graph and so on. So this is why we use entity recognition. Now here is an example when we are using key phrase. What it will, the input will be Microsoft launch a new AI powered feature in Azure. What are the output? It will detect Microsoft AI powered feature and Azure. Okay, it will detect the words, key phrase extraction. Now here, entities, it is detecting the name, Bill Gates. The person is, yeah, so Bill Gates is a person. Microsoft is the product or organization. 1975, it's a date. Okay, so and the entity, it's like selecting specific words depending on groups. Okay, now here the process extract noun, phrases, and important terms using NLP, natural language processing. But here, recognize and classify named entities. So these named entities, we will be doing like a glossary of these entities. This is why now they are replacing it with generative AI because it's more accurate than we building it up. When I did my diploma, we did something related to Arabic and we did something related to like فتحة ضمة كسرة يعني القراءة مع التنوين إذا بدكم. So we did this kind of grocery. We define it. It took us a lot of time. And when we compare it to the normal, for example, like model, it was way better and way accurate. Why? Because in that they enter a lot of information, so the accuracy rate will be higher. This is why now they are really moving to the open AI because you cannot really work on a grocery. You need a lot of data to build it. Okay. Now let's go back to answer the questions. I'm always checking. Okay. Thank you, Ammar, for putting the attendance. In which scenario should you use key phrase extraction? Let's see. Identifying whether review of a restaurant are positive or negative. No, we said we will use what? Entity recognition and sentiment analysis. Generating caption for a video, for sure, no. This is under computer vision. Identifying which document provide information about the same topic, yes, because it is extracting key important phrases. Translation, this is another API. So sometimes it is obvious, sometimes they make it really tricky. This is why do your homework by really going through what each API can do. Okay, yeah, 70% of you guessed it correctly. Okay, let's continue. You have an insurance claim report that are stored as a text. You need to extract key terms from the report to generate summaries, which type of AI you will use. Now, computer vision has nothing to do with text because here we have insurance claim report that are stored as a text. They are not stored as an image. If they are stored as an image, then we will use computer vision. Why? Because we need to use OCR. But now, since they are stored as a text, computer vision is not an option. Anomaly detection is not an option. Conversational AI is a chatbot. It has nothing to do with extracting key terms. So to extract key terms, we need to go under natural language processing in order really to process this kind of text. Okay, let's proceed. But first, let me check if you guessed it correctly. Amazing. 90% of you were able to answer this question. Okay, let's proceed. Now, natural language processing can be used to what? Can be used to predict the number of future cars. Prediction, this goes under machine learning. Okay. Predict which website visitor will make a transaction. This is also machine learning. Stop a process in a factory when extremely high temperature are registered. This is anomaly detector. So classify email messages as work related or personal. Yes, since we are dealing with text, then it is natural language processing. Let me check. Yes, amazing. Okay. Which AI service can you use to interpret the meaning of a user input such as call me back later? So call me back later. How can I understand the meaning? Is it through translator? No. Text analysis? No. Speech? No. Language understanding or Lewis. Now let's see what is the Lewis and what is natural LUIS. LUIS is a model by Microsoft. It's part of Microsoft Cognitive Services, and it will help apps to understand two things. First of all, to understand what is the intent, yani, what is the intention out of this text, and to extract entities. So these two falls under language understanding intelligence service, okay, or language natural processing unit by Microsoft. So first of all, it will try to understand the intent, what the user wants, and then it will try to extract the entities or the important details in a sentence. Now, here they will ask you a lot of questions on these three terms. So make sure you understand the definition of each term. What is the meaning of intent? Always related to intention. Intention is what the user wants to do. Okay, what is his intention? What he needs to do. Okay, so for example, he need to book a flight, he need to travel, he need to set a meeting. Okay, and usually it's like action verb if you want. Entity is an information needed to complete the intent. Okay, so what are the things that the computer need to have in order to book a flight? So in order to book a flight, they need the date and the location. So I need to extract from the phrase the intent, which are the date and the location. Okay. Now, utterance is a sample user phrase that expresses an intent. Okay, it's a sentence that the user writes, which will have the intent and which will also contain entity and so on. Now, let's see something as well. So sometimes we have pre-built, we have a lot of pre-built entities like date, time, number, and geography. Sometimes we do some kind of customization where we enter, for example, hotel name, product ID, and so on. And sometimes we combine them and also we can list them. So all of these options are available within Lewis. Now let's go to an example. So here is an example of an utterance: book a flight to Dubai on Monday. So this is the utterance or the sample, the question. Now here, what is the intent? I need to book a flight, book flight. What are the important entities from this utterance? I need to see the destination, which is Dubai. So here, by default, it will, through the pre-built, it will detect the location, the geographical location, and it will say, for example, destination is Dubai. It's extracted automatically. The date, it's extracted automatically. And we can train them on, for example, list of hotel name in the specific country. We can input it and so on. Okay. Now, this requires a lot of work. This is why now they are migrating more to the Azure Foundry Hub, because it will be much easier for you to build any kind of model based on generative AI versus the old way of dealing with it. Okay. Let's see what was your answer over here. Language. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we still have a couple more questions. Bear with me. You need to make the written press release for your company available in a range of languages. Since it is a range of languages, then for example, for sure, translator. Let me see, this one should be a straightforward question. Yeah, translator versus language. So each one is specified for a specific thing. The text analytics service can identify in which language text is written. Yes. The text analytics service can detect handwritten signature. No, this falls under computer vision with the OCR. The text analytics service can identify companies and organization. Yes, with the help of Lewis. So with the help of Lewis, we can achieve this. Okay. Now 26. Here we want to extract person, location, and organization from the text. We mentioned this before, and this is more like key phrase extractions. Evaluate text along a positive or negative, for sure, sentiment analysis. Convert text to another language. This is translation. Okay. And here what we have, you are developing a natural language processing solution in Azure. The solution will analyze customer reviews and determine positive or negative automatically. When you see the word positive or negative, this is sentiment analysis. 29, we have two more questions. Your natural language processing to process text from Microsoft newsletters, you retrieve the output shown here in the image. So from it, it will say, for example, the person type, the location, I guess, and so on. So this is an example of entity recognition because I'm specifying, for example, place, location, and so on. Okay. And a final question over here. We need to understand how upset a customer is based on text contained in the support ticket. We are checking their sentiment. So this is sentiment analysis. Summarize important information. This is key phrase. We said in the key phrase we can summarize and extract dates. Then automatically this is entity recognition. So this is all for today. I hope you really benefited from this session. Please make sure that you solve all the quizzes on Canvas so that you will be able to take the free voucher from Sandu Al Watan. Okay. That's all from my side. Do you have any question? Ammar, please, if you can stop the recording.
Just give me 1 second.